Hello and welcome to the Pyramid. This should be an excellent game. Quite a few people already watched this replay, said it was excellent, so we'll believe them and we'll go for it. Definitely, if you look at the teams, this bottom side, Voodoo, Freshy, Coacher, and Lord Monster, so quite a few Germans. Not sure about Lord Monster, but he's going to be taking air for him. They are taking on a very good team, Chosen, BC the Dream, DCC 97, so it looks like a Cybern on Cybern battle here. Coacher versus DCC, and in air we got Crazed. So in terms of air, I think Crazed versus Lord Monster, it's a big advantage for the top side, but on land, this is a really good front side. Of course, this map, excellent map for multiplayer, really hard to hold a position because of so many different choke points. If you look at it sideways, you can see you got a passage here as well. And it looks like it's a bit of a higher ground. Also quite a bit of reclaim. You don't want to neglect these rocks. On the side here, you do have some mask extractors stuck up on these hills. You got to drop on those. You can steal those from your enemy. That's quite annoying. And of course, the corners. Very hard to hold. And of course, in these games, air becomes quite critical. It appears that Voodoo rushing up the middle a little quicker than the Dream. So as the players are making their way into battle, we are seeing some hunters, looks like, from Kosher. I'd like to mention a few things. Definitely Indiegogo, that Galactic Wars project, still going on. We're already past the halfway point in terms of the goal. Pilot is, so hopefully people check that out, in case they haven't donated money to that yet, which is a really good project. It's going to happen no matter what, but nice to show support. What else? Of course, the Worldwide People's Championships, I got to mention that still are a little low on sign-ups. I'm not really sure why, because people are asking for tourneys for weaker players, and that's exactly what that is. I mean, you have the U2000 where, I mean, Iridium Blows is a very good player, the champion, but you can have a challenger tourney where you can have weaker players, or more average to good. You have U1700, you just have average players going at it. And right now there's nobody actually signed up, so hopefully people sign up by tomorrow. We're also working on that website. We're going to expand a little bit and add some sections such as basic gameplay, so it'll be a place besides the wiki where people learn how to play. We're also going to put some quotes of wisdom. Okay, so I guess as I'm talking, we do see some drops and things going on. Looks like it's going to be a pretty big fight here up on top. But we're going to try to collect all this different raging and wisdom and all the different things from the community, stick it onto that website so people can check it out. Looks like that drop is now going to be successful. So DCC with the land advantage here. Doesn't have too much air cover, but definitely land advantage. See what these bombers from Coacher can do. Meanwhile, the Dream and Crazed sitting in the middle. Both have really strong presence. However, Lord Monster and Voodoo are also here. Lord Monster just sort of walking around, got a mask extractor, and just sort of throwing himself out there. Not really sure what the plan is for him. He does have a transport, planning something, but aggressive ACU that's just wondering about what to do. Crazed and the Dream getting upgrades. Crazed now getting Tech 2. And on the bottom here, it looks like Chosen just completely gave up the region to Freshy. Very defensive from Chosen. Chosen, though, getting the gun. So he is planning an assault on land. So let's see how that works out. Crazed now is going to establish a base in the top corner following DCC. While DCC thinking about going assault against Coacher. Coacher has a lot of build capacity and point defense here. So it'll be a very difficult position to break if you're DCC. I don't really know if that's possible. Excellent point defense from Coacher. 2 kills. Coacher needs DC needs some arty. So Brazil versus Germany, fight up on top. But really, overall, really strong German presence in both teams. See, Freshy. Chosen making walls. The gun and walls. This is a very strange combination. So by far the bottom side, the one that has the least amount of action. DCC seems to have a lot of flak in his forces. Kocher, meanwhile, Planetary is actually going to go on an assault. I don't think he can actually make too much progress here. DC has significantly large force, but in every very even fight overall, and given Kocher's defensive posture, it looks like it most likely will stay this way. Voodoo, meanwhile, going on an assault around the top side. Looks like he's just trying to run past the Dreams units, try to do some damage against mass extractors. There's a Tech 2 factory here, would be a great target. But of course those Ilshevas will start coming out. You got to get to those before they're built. Another good turn would be to go attack DCC to relieve the pressure on Kocher. The Kocher DCC fight, though, still as even as it gets. And here it looks like Voodoo is going to turn the corner, although there are some Ilshevas here. Chosen finally gets into the action, 8 kills. Taking on a huge force all by himself, should be able to do it. But a pretty big spam from Freshie. DCC at 30 kills, Kocher 17. And this fight really hasn't moved. Perhaps about 40 dead tanks later, also using some bombers. In terms of air, it seems to be total domination by Crazed, although Voodoo seems to be the air player for the bottom side. There are some Tech 2 bombers from Crazed. Chosen actually getting himself in trouble. 31 kills. It looks like some help from Chosen. And Janna's bombers from Crazed. Total air domination. It appears more air coming from Kocher. They don't want Freshie to just get sniped here. Not sure if they'll actually be able to save him. Quite a few Tech 1 bombers. There was only 2 or 3 Janus bombers. One of them still alive. Tech 1 bombers shouldn't be too much of a problem. We do see quite a bit of flak now coming out for Freshie. Appears that small attack from Voodoo was denied, although still some tanks that got really far. And mass, so you could see all these factories were switched to flak. That's a huge row of flak coming out. So some people, these are just dots. These are special dots. They're all flak. They can't shoot. So Chosen here with 52 kills is going to be fighting in a land force. They can't shoot back at him, so that's pure veterancy. It appears that the Dream is also going to come in, maybe trying to go for a kill against Freshie. Freshie in quite a bit of trouble, although Voodoo pulling back as well. Of course, on top, not surprisingly, absolutely dead even fight, although Kocher trying to push up. It might be a mistake, given Tech 2 point defenses now from DCC. And I think if Kocher attacks here, he will have to retreat and will leave a lot of dead units. And that was a great overcharge. Some Tech 2 land from Kocher. DCC with 49 kills. And actually some Tech 2 point defenses getting run over. So Kocher making great progress. On the bottom here, the Dream together with Chosen really making Freshie pale. Though Freshie still significant map control, and now has switched back to tanks. So that flag force really didn't help him out. Meanwhile, Freshie sitting in a corner after getting beat up from the air. One player we haven't seen at all, Lord Monster back at his base making Tech 3 mass extractors. We did see him run up, and appears he's made it all the way back home. Making some swift wins, and now gunships. Gunships from Voodoo are going to try to kill DCC. And there's a really good air cover for these gunships. And I think this will be game over for DCC. And that's just terrible. That's a lack of scouting. Voodoo helping out his ally Kocher there, coming in, ending the game for DCC here, minute 14. So 3 versus 2. The base is not given. So a nice amount of reclaim now for the Dream and Crazed. Significant problem. Actually, looks like this base from Crazed was also ran over by Kocher. So big problems. Although on the bottom, a bit of progress for Chosen. This is a huge reclamation field for Chosen. He'll get a lot of mass. Voodoo pulling some units back to play defense. And it appears that this is completely exposed, if not for Freshie's ACU here. And looks like should be able to defend, plus some gunships standing by as well. Kocher, not wasting any time, is going to push. Not too many land units here. We do see Ilshevas. Crazed with an ACU perhaps could pull to that side, make some Tech 2 point defenses. Because this could be a big problem. So now Here, minute 15, big reclaim for the top side together for Chosen, and this is nice Tech 1 bombing run. Let's see what they attack. They're all going after Freshie's ACU, and they mostly missed. And now these swift winds from Lord Monster are going to take care of those bombers. But this is a massive force together with some Tech 2, some Ilshevus. Freshie in quite a bit of trouble. So both sides having success in their respective top and bottom. Actually, Tech 3 land and Tech 3 air on the top side. Crazed going to the broadsword. That's going to get kills extremely fast. Although we do also see some loyalists. They got to run back. We should see a lot of flak come out now for Kocher. On the other side, we are seeing Tech 2 gunships fighting off Tech 2 bots. There is only Tech 1 flak. A single Tech 2 flak would really help for Chosen. Also, we're seeing Tech 2 from Freshie. Freshie has held on to this position. Very strong position. A lot of build capacity on Tech 2 land factory. It's actually quite even here. Now we're seeing it with Tech 3 air. SF from Crazed. Appears the top side have taken air control. And with these gunships on the loose, they can go ahead and pick something off. Tech 1 air trying to take on Tech 3 gunships. Unsuccessful. Meanwhile, Lord Monster has been building up quite a huge eco. He's got all Tech 3 here. Tech 3 power, Tech 3 air, making Tech 3 engineers. But he's got to be careful. A couple Strat bombers in this position would really ruin his day. But now he has started making ASF, so given the amount of gunships that were built by Crazed, it's not likely he will be going Strat bombers. He needs to keep making ASF. Does not want to lose air control here. 5 gunships moving in. Freshie is going to die. So it's a 3 versus 3. Very similar deaths for these two sides. And you can see Tech 3 gunships didn't even die after the ACU explosion. See the SF from Lord Monster trying to kill some of those gunships. Also some Tech 1. SF from Crazed should be able to get control, although looks like one gunship will survive. Nope. So enough air to kill off all the gunships. But the land push from Chosen is going to continue. And with this air cover from Crazed, could be a huge problem for reclaiming back this base. Meanwhile, up on top, we do see that Tech 3 land from Kocher together with some flak moving in on DCC's old base. Here, minute 20. So overall, this has been a very exciting game now with this 3v3. Meanwhile, in the middle, the Dream and Voodoo on either side of the pyramid, making plans, Tech 2 land. Looks like the Tech 3 force will be repelled. Tech 1, Ilshevas, and some point defenses. Enough to scare them away. Although I'm not really sure, they probably could have tried to do some damage. Kocher deciding to just take his map control. And now this force from Chosen making it all the way to Lord Monster's base. I almost missed it. Walked straight through Freshie's old base, and he's going to be doing damage to Lord Monster. Lord Monster going to restores. Let's see how much damage can actually be done. A couple Arties still alive. Guess I'm not really sure what they're going after, but Kocher, Lord Monster's ACU in the area with gunships. Looks like they went after the Tech 3 engineers. Actually didn't really kill much at all, just left a bunch of wrecks. So a nice assault, nice thought. It's going to take away a little bit of time. From the bottom side, they weren't reclaiming, instead they were fighting. And looks like here, this is Freshie's old bases, of excellent bases now gone. And both the Dream and Crazed drop on the area, going to grab all this mass. So you can see this map, nearly vertical division of this map. So yeah, that turns out. So be an interesting front here. Voodoo, you can see he's getting some help from Kocher. Some loyalists and support. There is a nice hole here that you might try to probe. But you see a lot of Tech 1 point defenses for Voodoo. They try to establish a good defensive position. Also Tech 2 point defenses for Kocher and Voodoo. Up on top, we do see a bunch of loyalists and flak. significant force, but also a lot of defensive position for Crazed. So both teams seem to have respect for the other. Don't see too many good ideas. Let's see, maybe they'll come up with something. They are very much playing defensive. Voodoo now on the move. It's just a bunch of Tech 1 units. Yes, this is also quite exposed. Chosen very thin here in his assault. Hasn't really built up too much defense. He does have some Tech 2 mask extractor, some radar, Tech 1. Kocher though pulling back. It looks like Kocher and Voodoo might be thinking of an assault. Now we are seeing Tech 3 artillery from the Dream. And this is actually all quite thin for the Dream and Crazed. And I think that's exactly what Voodoo and Kocher have realized. They will go on attack. There is some Tech 3 here, some shields. Tech 1 point defenses, Tech 2. But overall, should be able to fall with the minor losses. Good teamwork for Voodoo and Kocher once again. And this Tech 3 is just rolling through now. This is, did not think there were any ideas a second ago, and there was the obvious idea to go straight up the middle. And it's working out very well. A chicken from Coach Chosen. Okay, so I missed that. A chicken from Chosen is going to come in just in time, but good push anyway. And you can see, after every great assault, the assault is only as good as the engineers that follow behind and to make use of that victory. You can see they're grabbing so many juicy mass chunks here. But it looks like Voodoo and Kocher are going to go different directions trying to avoid the chicken. Of course, given that chicken, there should be a response. See, a chicken has been started. So anti-nuke also started by Voodoo. Good placement right in the middle. And looks like this may be lost here for Voodoo. Looks like both sides have enough to destroy each other's front positions. A shield for this chicken as well now, 67 kills. Huge losses now for Voodoo. Self-destruct Tech 1 engineers. Tech 3 plus shields versus chicken, also a bunch of Tech 2 point defenses. Chosen choosing to go after Tech 2 point defenses first. And then we'll kill off all the Tech 3. Crazed now sending in a signal that they don't have air control. Don't waste the T4, but I think the T4 is already committed. And under heavy fire from the air, Crazed is going to come in and try to save it. And we're going to see a very important fight here, minute 27. Crazed. Not really sure what's going on here. I would like somebody like Icon to make a comment on this video, what he thought about the micro there. I think he will be able to make it a little more clear for people. Complete loss for Crazed there, and also the chicken here is dead from the air, so total destruction in the middle from both sides. Of course, this chicken is now nearly complete for Voodoo. Up on top, do we see more chickens planned? Because there's going to be a chicken coming the other direction. The Dream has a whole bunch of health in his ACU. Assuming he's got the double nano. It's going to be very, very hard to kill. There is a chicken for the Dream, also Crazed. Now that is a wall of Tech 1 point defenses. Significant defense here, also some Tech 3 for Crazed. Working on a fatty. It'll take a massive land assault to break through that. But let's see how well the two teams scout. We're seeing spiders now from Kocher. Chicken for Voodoo just hanging out, not moving. This is one area where perhaps they could make a push. This is very weak from Chosen this entire time. But Chosen holding on to a big chunk of the map without significant defense. And now we can see Kocher together with Voodoo are going to grab that chicken. Huge mass. I think Chosen maybe was... No, I don't think the top side was thinking about this at all. They kind of threw away that chicken. It was directly in the middle of the map. Perhaps they could have given a fight if they threw some experimentals at that position. 2 spiders for Kocher. We're also seeing Strat Bombers now for Kocher. Here, minute 30. And now it's become very peaceful. I think both sides have way too much respect for the other.
Now I'll actually speed this up. And if anything starts happening, I will slow it back down. More Tech 3 power for both sides, more air. We're seeing anti-nuke for the bottom side. Actually some quantum gateways. There is some fighting in the middle, some minor fighting. The brick gets taken out by a couple Tech 3 tanks from Chosen. Chosen actually walking back, but was a little too late. Looks like the top side is going to regain control over the middle. And actually, no, it's still very even map control. Perhaps a little more for the top side, top right. Given that they do have this presence in the middle, they have some engineers. And a nuke. Haven't looked at Chosen's base at all. It's a very good looking base, I must say. And it does have a nuke. The nuke is on its way. And it is defended by Voodoo. I think that was just in time. That was very close, because that anti-nuke went up only a couple minutes ago. See, it's just started the second missile, so it's extremely close. Otherwise, the fatty is complete. Massive air force. More air for everybody. Multiple, and actually another nuke now for Craze. This would be an excellent piece of infrastructure to bomb. Whenever you see something like this, a couple Tech 2 bombers, actually a single Tech 2 bomb makes this whole thing go up in flame. Or 3 Tech 1 bombers if you can sneak those in. Multiple walls going up for Chosen. Multiple chickens. Middle is now taken over. Actually, this Tech 3 mask structure completely exposed for Voodoo. Voodoo actually building up another Tech 3 without any defense. There are some chickens here standing by, but I think 1 or 2 Tech 3 tanks would come in and ruin that. And I think an attack here would be really nice. And then yet another nuke. Craze now with another nuke, hoping that the anti-nuke wasn't rebuilt. It is going to be just rebuilt. Once again, Voodoo just by a few seconds. Craze proclaims we've lost the nuke war. But that was close. So it's going to now come down to massive air fights. Huge drops coming in. What are those? Bricks. And it appears that the top side do have Tech 3 radar, and on a small map like this, this is one of the reasons why Setness is so good. You can still sneak stuff in. Here, a single Tech 3 radar somewhere in the back of the base you can't do. And this is now going to be a multicolored. Nope. Both sides give respect. Pull back. Actually, Christmas colors. Christmas is over. Unless you're Orthodox, but then they don't do these colors anyway. So the bottom side here deciding to pull back as well as the top side. Alright, some more experimentals. Now a megalith. 2 spiders and a megalith for Coacher. There is a lot of Perseus here. It's a very even. I don't think either player can really attack the other. Up on top, very serious situation going on. Up the middle, looks like the Dream is thinking of an assault. And actually together with Chosen minute 38 here, built up a very large force with massive flak force. And with this much flak, you can really sway an air fight. See, and as this time goes on, even with given the amount of air, the air fights take so long that if you build up 15 strat bombers, they would take too long to kill, especially if the other air force is in a air fight before they can do some serious damage to the other base. A nuke for Coacher. Perhaps some anti-nuke sniping is in the future. And a Tech 3 artillery for Voodoo. Voodoo adjusting the position of his chickens, getting yet another chicken. And unfortunately, in a fight like this, it seems that whoever goes on an assault might lose the battle. Right now, it looks like Chosen and the Dream are going to tempt fate here. They are going to come in with a very massive force. Perhaps they'll just try to get a response out of the other team. Of course, they're also vulnerable to a nuclear launch. And that's exactly what we're going to see. Let's see what kind of dodging happens. I'm assuming that's what Coach are shooting at. And this could be a very tragic end to this. It wasn't a direct hit, but definitely hurt those chickens. That's the end of that battle. So chickens for Voodoo moving in right away. I imagine Chosen is going to be in a full retreat. If he's not, he needs to be. So those chickens are going to come home without any victory. Voodoo is not going to give chase. He's going to pull back. So good defensive nuke for Kocher. Minute 41. More chickens. Anti-nukes. Crazed, just getting massive amounts of air. And this is the type of game where it's really nice to have somebody who's a very good air player. This is where air players make their living, where they will win the game for you. Because then micro can make up for a loss of 50 to 100 planes when the numbers are so big. There is some mass fabs here for Lord Monster. Not sure if any of his support commanders may want to do some teleporting. We do see reclamation. Looks like Craze hitting the unit limit. He is going to be slowly changing to hives, I assume. Take one pigeons for the Dream. That's just ridiculous. We're also seeing support commanders for Crazed. The nuke here for Chosen, almost done with another missile. So minute 42. The 3 chickens for Chosen and the Dream. Back playing defense. Looks like this is all Tech 3 mass. Tech 3 mass extractors. On an analogous position for Kocher is just Tech 2. And looks like this is taken by Crazed. A nice Tech 2, Tech 3 mass extractors. That's not taken by Kocher. So a little more mass for the top side. Utilizing the map control a little better. Tech 3 already for Voodoo, halfway done. A quantum gateway for Voodoo. And of course these Seraphim SCUs, very good at going in, teleporting, taking out anti-nukes. Of course, as well as Aeon. Somehow I like the Seraphim ones a little better. Don't know the reason why at this point. Some cruise missiles here are going to be destroyed. So Tech 1 artillery making its mark here, minute 44. Takes out a base that was supposed to be secret. Some stealth generators are not doing their job. Scouting from Crazed. You should see the Tech 3 already. Voodoo dropping off a Tech 1 NG. Not really sure if he's going to try to capture this or what. Ballsy transport. Because he's assuming if this massive air force is not going to react, he might as well try some things. The chicken will put an end to this shenanigans, but also he is taking the mass extractors from the other side. More engineer destroyed by Crazed. And yeah, this battle is just not happening. More quantum gateways. Minute 45. all we're seeing is more and more units. Voodoo dropping off some Tech 3 tanks. Not really sure if that single Tech 3 tank will be able to survive. Just heard a Strat Bomber. Not really sure where I heard it, but I did. Oh, it looks like right here. Crazed beginning to lose. Not really sure who that is. Voodoo busy. Taking out undefended mask extractor. Next to a massive air force from the Dream, and a single SF is going to come in and save the day. But if there's an air fight, the top side definitely wants to have it overall as flak. That's no matter what the micro is going to be. It's going to really suck. We're seeing Strat Bombers now from Chosen. There's 4 of them. Appears they're going to go against these Tech 3 tanks. And a nuke from Crazed. Oh, it looks like it's an assault. Oh wow, Chosen with 3 nukes. 4 total nukes. And together with an assault, 2 chickens. I think this Megalith will be able to save the day though. Where are all these going? Are these going to fall on Voodoo's base? One is defended. One, the last nuke. The 4th out of the 4 nukes falls and destroys Freshy's old base. No ACUs were lost in the process though. But that is the first significant piece of action here in the last, say, 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. Whole bunch of Tech 3 tanks moving in now for Voodoo. So Voodoo making big progress here. It appears that Megalith died but killed both of those chickens. 3 chickens and a spider. Couple chickens for the Dream. Plenty of units to defend with. Actually might want to go on an assault here. I think the Dream is now going to retreat. See how far these Tech 3 tanks make it for Voodoo. Some sniper bots for Chosen. And more shields definitely for Chosen. I think Voodoo is going to pull back, but he's going to kill quite a few really expensive units. And that's something you don't see every day. A massive Tech 3 support commander force from YEF making Tech 3 Ravager push underneath a massive amounts of flak and Seraph from Tech 3 mobile shields. Also with support of some Tech 3 tanks. Not something you want to attack with air. I would attack it with a nuke. Maybe poke it with a couple experimentals, but keep your air away from this position. And a massive support commander spam. It seems Tech 3 already is now firing. Or is it? Did Voodoo lose his Tech 3 already after this nuke? It appears to be the case. A huge loss for Voodoo there. I thought something. No, this is just self-destruction for Crazed. He needs the unit limit. Let's see how far these units get for Crazed. The Spider's going to have to try to do something about this situation. This is actually going to be interesting. Can a GC take on these many support commanders? Looks like the support commander is going to get help from a couple chickens. It's not a fair fight. I'm hearing a nuke. Who's launching a nuke? Coacher. So that should put an end to the fun in the middle. Needs to run. You gotta run. There's a nuke coming. If he's just standing there, he's gonna take it to the face. Chickens for the Dream. Not really sure if they're gonna get. Yep. He's gonna stand there and take it. Bad idea. I think most support commanders ran except, or survived except the one that didn't run. And now this GC taking on the chickens. I think those chickens are going to kill the GC, but overall they're going to die Tech 3.
Gunships coming in, and we might see a massive air fight. It appears that Crazed here, minute 50, together with the Dreamer coming in. We're seeing a response from Kocher and Voodoo, and this is going to be interesting. This is going to be a huge fight. Patrols, that's a good idea. That's what I would do. Forget trying to micro this. But there is quite a bit of flak still alive. A lot of the flak did die to the nuke. A lot of fighting here over, so there's Tech 3 anti-air in Kocher's base. Actually, surprisingly, not too much Tech 3 anti-air at all. But can't really call it at this point. I think the bottom side might have a little more units. The experimentals for Kocher have pulled back, defending the front of their base, and I am afraid the bottom side has one air control. That's a battlefield. That's something to behold. More wreckage coming. There's probably enough wreckage here to make a Tech 4 nuke. Here, minute 51. That GC does not want any part of this. He's just staring at a cliff. Support commanders still in battle, paying with their life. So new plans. They need new plans if you're the top side. They're still in good shape. Still have half the map, but they don't have a huge amount to reclaim. See a lot of engineers coming in for Kocher and Chosen. Or Kocher. Chosen just got some flak in this area. Still a whole bunch of support commanders making Tech 3-point defense in the middle, trying to secure the air. Much of Ilshevis. Support commander trying to be inconspicuous. What the heck, what do you do? I think he was found out. He's just standing there. Looks like nobody noticed him. No, I think they're on the same side. I'm just tripping. And yet another nuke. Oh wow, that's 5 nukes from Chosen. So Chosen, when he nukes, he does it in bunches. See if that kills Kocher or not. That was a nice attempt. See if there's so many anti-nukes, still an anti-nuke loaded here. This one still has an anti-nuke, so I think given that top side have shown that they will nuke in bunches, the bottom side were ready for that assault. Minute 55. Let's see how long this lasts. Actually got to run here in a little bit, so I do hope. Okay, a teleport. Massive teleport from Kocher. Support commanders going at it. Looks like they tried to go after Chosen. Chosen survives. He's got 24,000 health. Yet another teleport now. This one from a Lord Monster. I think that support commander was lost. Just got absolutely annihilated. I don't think there were any major losses. Some Tech 3 power generators. Yet another nuke. Apologize if I missed some big loss. I think most of the nukes are still intact. That other nuke was, of course, defended and Scathis. Not surprising. Chosen continues to launch nukes non-stop. Oh, and that one actually falls. That's going to hit a couple experimentals up on the front. More nukes for Chosen. Both defended. Oh, this one? What about it? Still defended. Whew. Okay, well, we'll see. The Scathis survives. Still a lot of reclaim left for the bottom side. They did take a loss in the middle. A couple chickens are dead. Let's see if this Tech 3-point defense creep works. It's very difficult to do a Tech 3-point defense creep, and now given the threat of a nuke and a Scathis, they're going to try to take care of the nuke, but they're going to get hit by a Scathis here shortly. Yet another, oh yeah, we saw that situation here.
It's taken out by teleporting SCU. More nukes for Chosen. Chosen likes nukes. But this Scathis, I think, is going to really be demoralizing for the top side. We're seeing a full retreat now. Satellites for Crazed. Let's see what these can do. Satellites means that these Scathis are going to need a lot of protection for shields. Also, anything that doesn't have a shield here is a fair game. Something like this right here would be great, or any of this Tech 3 power would be great targets for the satellites. Multiple satellites, 3 satellites, a lot of firepower. Let's see how well they do against... no, that's a bad idea. Tech 3 shield here. I think those satellites need to go after unprotected targets. Voodoo, meanwhile, building up a significant strat bomber force. And a chicken now for the Dream, doing damage in the middle. Yeah, it looks like no, Cray's still going after the Scathis. Multiple Scathi, that's what we'll call them. They're really going to shift the front here. Full retreat from Crazed. Not really sure on this map how far they can shoot. I don't think they can shoot all the way to the other base without moving a little bit first. Strat bombers for Voodoo. Going after Dream's chicken. Actually, Kocher here with a whole bunch of strats as well. This is a scary amount of strat bombers here for Kocher and Voodoo. I think together they can really put an end to somebody's game. More satellites for Crazed. What are these satellites going after? I think they were going after the anti-nukes, so the anti-nukes very well protected. Oh, now this is dangerous now. I think they've broken through the shields. The anti-nuke is dead. Okay, so that was the major anti-nuke. Had 3 missiles. There's still another one here with 1 missile, but given Chosen's, this one also has 1 missile. That's a major problem. This one has 2 missiles, so there's 4 anti-nukes here at least. There should still also be some for... This one has 2. It looks like the Scathi are on the move, 2 of them. And once the next time they start firing, they might be in range of these satellites. That could be a problem. These satellites, 4 of them, are running out of time to do things. What are they attacking now? They need to be going after the anti-nukes. Looks like they're just going after Tech 3 power. Sure if I agree with that choice. Definitely go after the Cybern player, not surprising. That's a nice choice. And now the satellites are going to be under fire from the Scathis. This fun with the satellites is going to be put to the end. Although Kocher under fire from the satellites going after underneath the Seraphim shield, so that's not going to work. And now the satellite launchers here are going to die, which means the satellites are going to fall out of the sky. We already see one. There it goes. More nukes defended. And now 3 chickens going up the middle from Voodoo. Another one on the side. Chickens versus support commanders. Chickens dying. Oh no. This is... Oh. Oh. Why did you do that? Oh. Great saying he needs to make dinner. I think he couldn't believe his ally just nuked all of his support commanders, which were taking care of the problem anyway. But the big problem is really the Scathi, which are now in range of Crazed base. The nukes keep on launching from Crazed and Chosen, but they're well defended. This chicken is going to die. Massive scout. Let's see. Oh, what a beautiful nuke from Chosen. I think that was from Chosen. Takes out one of the Scathi. And that's a glimpse of hope. Oh, what a great nuke. That's a glimpse of hope for the top side. A whole bunch of gunships from Crazed. Not going to make it, not with this amount of air from the bottom side. Yet another nuke. I think the Scatus is now going to respect it. This nuke's still going after. Nope, it's defended. I think if the satellites went after some of those other anti-nukes. Although it's hard to say if. I think they were going after Kocher's ACU, and Kocher all he did is just walk over under some other shields, and now the Scathis is launching directly into. This is a Craze / the Dream's base, going after the remaining satellite. Support commander from Lord Monster actually teleported underneath the fire of the Scathis from Kocher, but died anyway. And this is where cybering on these battles becomes so critical. This is, I think this may be the game enders here. Those Strad bombers. Tech 3 artillery for it's going to belong to Chosen, built together with the Dream. It's got the 64 kills. Oh my god, this game is going on so long. I'm afraid I can't do it all in one shot. Well, here 1 hour 9 minutes. I'm gonna come back. Actually, maybe if there is gonna be this massive Strat Bomber assault, which I think might be happening, we're seeing a lot of air coming in from the bottom side. This might be the end. 3 nukes for Chosen. Sucks to leave at such a great moment. Crazed under fire. Crazed, it's dead here 1 hour. I was about to leave, but I think this is the end. With Crazed out of the picture. The Dream and Chosen lost a huge ally. More Strat bombers on the way. The Dream is now the target. He is going to die. Extremely well played by the top side. The Dream's dead. And if the Dream's dead, Chosen's going to die next. Definitely nuclear, great nuclear attempt. Didn't work out. Now this time maybe a nuke will finish him. More nukes and a Wassa from Kocher. And a nuke falls and Chosen to end the game for him. Very fitting. 1 hour 11 minutes with 2 nukes passing each other in the middle. Well, definitely the best Pyramid I've ever seen. One of the better games I've ever seen on FIF or on GPG.net. Hopefully people enjoyed this.